Curve Servers, The Block, Episode 6, Unedited. Now, like I always explain, growing up on the block, you never know what was going to happen. There was always a surprise around the corner. Now, for us to understand the block even a little more, I think it's about time for me to do a roll call for the block. Yeah, we're going to do a block roll call. Now, if I forget your name, don't worry about it. I'll bring your name back up later. Somebody will remember to tell me your name. Now, this is first generation the block roll call. Now, curve servers will have their own roll call. But this is for the block. What am I talking about? Listen. See, there's plenty of characters that's part of the curve serving universe, but they're not original characters from the block. See, there's plenty of people that's original characters from the block, but they're not part of the curve serving part of the universe, if you understand what I'm saying. So right now, we're going to do a roll call on the block. Now, as I can remember, since I was probably 5 years old, there was always Little Wino was an original, his brothers, Ronnie and Reggie, his sister Edie, Manny and their family, I forget the name of the sisters and the mom, Ken Dog, his little sisters, Lori and Dorme, his moms and pops, Abby and Larry. They're like, they're my people. They know I love them like they was my own parents. Jap, his little sister, his mom, Miss Jeannie, Kwame, Tar, Doris, Mr. Clark, Box, Dee Dee, Sandra, Lil Sheldon, Miss Geraldine, Suzette, Rita, Miss Martha, Skeeter, the Young Hawk, Toby, Terry Ann. Even one day, eventually, coming soon, we're going to drop Curve Servers, the stories of Skeeter, the Young Hawk, the Baby Hawk, coming soon. Let's get back to the roll call. Who else we forgot here? This is original block members. You got Big J, you got T-Gun, you got Leslie, you got the homie Lynn, you got Makiba, you got Tasha, you got Stanley, you got Slick, you got Ben, you got Googie, you got TC, you got Martell, you got Mary, you got Shantae, you got Tasha, no, I said Tasha, you got Shannon, what's Shannon's little sister name? Miss Pat, you got Mama F, Tamika, Buka, you got J Love, you got Lil Mary, you got Murdoch. These are all original block members. Now there's more members that I'm sure I'm forgetting. I'm sure people will be hitting me up saying, what about such and such? What about Crazy Mike? What about Big Brian? Yeah, there are original block members too. Shout out to Big Brian. He left the block and moved to Oakland to be a rapper and a DJ. Never seen him since. But that's the homie from way back. Shout out to Crazy Mike from 7th Street Watts. There's plenty of people from the block. The homie Joshua, the homie Jonas. There's plenty of characters from the block. The homie Jamsky, the homegirl Alice. See, the block goes very, very deep. There's a lot of characters throughout many years of the block. Shout out to Lil Terrell, Tamika, Lou Esther. Yeah, see, the block has numbers. See, this is what we call running numbers at you. We're throwing numbers at you. Remember, if I forgot you, don't worry about it. It was a pretty big block with a lot of people that came and went. Shout out to Jax. See, there's a lot of people that came and went. The homie Pee Wee, Danny Boy, Sheila, Gail, Medea. Medea's a big dog on the block. And Pat, that's J-Love mom, a big dog on the block. Nedra, that's Makiba mom, a big dog on the block. See, the block got numbers. We got numbers, and some of these families got big families, like Skeeter. Skeeter has a big family, uncles and cousins, and this is why Skeeter, the young hog, aka the baby hog, he's gonna get his own series coming soon. Look out for it. It's gonna be a great series. Now, back to the block, the roll call. See, many people have came and gone on this block. But then eventually, this block shapes into this block that we call the curve servers, the hustlers. Now, at some point, we became a hustling crew on the block. And we had a football game versus another hustling crew. The name of this hustling crew was the Pine Street Hustlers. Yeah, it was the Century Block Hustlers versus the Pine Street Hustlers. Yeah, see, we all part of the hustle card. And this day we decided to play a football game because the homie Stevie from Pine Street, he was talking big shit this day. Big shit. And there was no other way to solve it because these are our homies, the Pine Street Hustlers. These are boys. We can never fight these boys. It can never go that route. This only can be solved through a community football game. Y'all know how it go. See, but we had a secret that the Pine Street Hustlers didn't understand. See, the Century Block Hustlers, we had all kind of people that was part of this hustling crew that they wasn't quite aware of. So when we showed up, oh yeah, we had members like Big Power was there. Yeah, Big Power was like, what? Y'all playing the Pine Streets? For sure, count me in, I'll be there. When Big Power showed up, everybody was like, whoa. You know, he pulled up with the lat, bumping, jumped out, about 260 pounds, 6'3", 6'4". Y'all know Big Power from Ludus Park? Yeah, he was on our side, the Century Block Hustles. Yeah, come to the hustles. Also, Skeeter uncle. See, Skeeter had an uncle. He had an Uncle Cedric. He was a star at Centennial. Supreme athlete. See, Big Sad showed up on the Century Block hustle side. See, the Pine Streets didn't know. The trap was set. We was bringing out some of the homies. You wasn't just playing against the little high school kids and little 18-year-olds. Oh, we had a couple of slappers showing up for you. Shout out to the Pine Streets. See, this game was a legendary game. Oh, they had a lot of their homies showed up from the Pendletons. We had the homie Keenan show up. Dirt Bike called a few of his homies. Oh, it was going down. It was a legendary game. Skeeter was playing quarterback. See, Skeeter, the baby hog. Why is he the baby hog? The young hog. Because he's the best athlete on the block. He the best we got to offer. See, at this point, Big J was gone. He had moved to the Army. So he wasn't on the block. And then all the youngsters, when we played this game versus the Pine Street, I believe Skeeter was probably about 16 at this point. So he was in his prime as far as the youngsters. And they couldn't stop him. Yeah, at some point we just start saying, hey, Skeeter, get the ball at quarterback and run left and run right and make these motherfuckers try to tackle you. See, let's rewind the clock a little bit. Because this game was 0-0 most of the game. It was a defensive battle. The Pine Streets wasn't giving up nothing. Stevie, Frankie, EC, all the homies. They was going hard in the paint. I ain't gonna lie. My nigga Heath. But we was going hard in the paint too. We wasn't giving up nothing. Eventually, the game was coming down to halftime and nobody had scored. But before we get to that, let's even rewind the clock back just a little bit. See, what really set the game off was Big Cedric. That's Skeeter uncle. See, Skeeter had OG uncles, big old niggas. He had an OG Uncle Cedric, Uncle Derek, and Uncle Cedric. See, he came from a very big family. Wait till we get into the tales of the baby hog. It'll all make sense. But one of his uncles, his Uncle Cedric, he was a football star from Centennial High back in the days. You know, he was like a strong safety or some shit, or like a weak side linebacker. See, and they didn't know that he was coming down to let loose on somebody's ass. First play of the game. You know, we threw the ball down. They caught the ball. They coming running back. I'm talking about Cedric laid the biggest, I'm talking about the biggest hit. I'm talking about BAM! Laid right in. He hit a nigga so hard, the homie from Pine Street, the skin off of his head was on Cedric's shoulder. Yeah, it was all over his jersey. We was like, damn, peel the skin off this nigga. The skin of homeboy's head off of your jersey. See, Cedric really wasn't from the block. His nephew was from his block. His sister was Skeeter's mama, Terry Ann. Yeah, that was his big sister. So he just showed up on the block whenever he wanted to. So he didn't have no love for the Pine Streets. He didn't go to school with these niggas. These wasn't his homeboys. Yeah, he was trying to knock their fucking head off. Absolutely. He told us before the game, he said, you know I'm fucking one of y'all homeboys up. No doubt, I'm knocking the nigga straight out. And I'm telling you, I don't know which one of the Pine Streets caught it, but one of them called a straight bullet. Hey, I'm talking about Cedric laid this motherfucker out. Skin all over the jersey type situation. Yeah, forehead skin all over Cedric's jersey. Let's fast forward this game. It was the fourth quarter. It was 7-7. Now, me personally, I'm a little bit of a shit talker, but I'm a small dude. I probably was like 15 at this time. I'm one of the littlest dudes on the field, but I'm in there. You know, we're all blocking and trying to cover somebody, and we're basically at the end of the game, and we're saying next touchdown win. Nobody can score. It's 7-7. A few people done lipped off the field. There's a few injuries. People are drinking. This is the end of the game. Somebody's got to score. I never forget. We get in the huddle. Skeeter say, hey, check this out. He looked at me. He said, I trust you. I want you to run a bomb. See, back then, when you was running deep, it was called running a bomb. Skeeter said, I want you to run a bomb. I said, I got you. We went to the line of scrimmage. He said, down, set, hey, and he dropped back. I did my little move at the line of scrimmage, and I took off running full speed to run the bomb. See, Stevie from Pine Street, he was a shit talker. He was an athlete. And, you know, me and him like to talk shit to each other, and he was talking shit to me the whole game. You shut down. You ain't got shit. I thought you was going to do something. You ain't did shit the whole game. But this is my moment to shine. Yeah, this goes down in history. Century Block Hustlers versus the Pine Street Hustlers. The football game. It's 7-7. Next score win. Skeeter drop back. He's looking around. I make my move at the line of scrimmage. I take off lead. I take off deep. I make my man miss. Skeeter trusted me. You know, you remember when the Lakers won the championship when Kobe passed the ball to Ron Artest? Y'all remember that game? When Kobe, because you know, Kobe, he pulling it. Win, lose, or draw, Kobe finna pull it. You're going to win the game or lose the game on Kobe's shoulders. But that game, I forget who the Lakers was playing, but it was for the championship or something. And Kobe, he passed it to Ron Artest. And Ron Artest hit the three. And when they interviewed Ron, he said, I can't believe it. Kobe passed me the ball. He trusted me. That's how I felt. Because Skeeter, he's the big dog. Of all the homies, there's different homies that's big dogs in different categories. When it comes to being an athlete, yeah, Skeeter's the best we got. Yeah, if you can beat Skeeter, then you can beat all of us. It don't matter what it is. Basketball, football, fighting, it don't matter. Skeeter's the best we got. Yeah, he's the best we got at all that shit. And if you can whoop him at any of that shit, then the rest of us ain't got no chance. That's the way we look at it on our block. As far as the young niggas. Skeeter, he scrambles. He looks for me. He throws the ball deep. You know I was nervous, fellas. I can see the ball coming. But I make the catch. And when I catch the ball, see, it's one thing to catch the ball, but now you got to complete the play. I take off running. I'm running full speed because I know the Pine Streets are coming. The Pennington Avenues are coming for me. They're clicked up against us. But they couldn't stop me. I score a touchdown. Oh, man, it was the biggest day in the history of my neighborhood. They ran to me. They treated me like we won a Super Bowl. I never forget. Skeeter said, I trusted you. I trusted you, little homie. I knew I could trust you. I knew you was going to catch the ball. I felt like a star. Dirt Bike was rubbing me on the head. J-Love had me in a headlock. You couldn't tell me nothing. That's the end of the block. Curve servers. The block. I told y'all it's unedited. Episode 6. We'll be back.